Hi friends, this is Darren and welcome to layout update number 8. A lot's changed on the layout since the last update that I did. First thing I'm going to show you is the oil field. I completely redid it from the last time. If you guys remember, the last update that you saw, this Lionel tank was here, but I also had one right here, and then I had another one here. So what I did was, I had the gray Lionel tank there, I took that one out, and I slid the office building over one. So the old gray tank was here, and then this tank and coal area was right back where those tanks are, and those tanks were right here. It just looked way too congested for me. I didn't like the way it looked. At first I thought it came out really great, but just looked too congested, so I cleaned it out, and now I think that this flows a little bit better from every angle. There's a little bit more opening. I also installed this Lionel light tower, and what I'm planning on doing is seeing if I can get a tank, one of the industrial tanks there, and put it in there, maybe a raised elevated one or possibly just the flat one that's close to the ground. So that is the oil field completely redone. And I think I'm going to leave it that way. I think it came out a lot better than the way it looked before. I just recently installed these lights right here from Lionel. There's one there. This one is not installed yet. It's just hanging out there. And this work shed, if you remember, was right over here. Now this area over here is just going to be all parts that have been used and no longer in use or waiting to be disposed of. So you can see right there. This gondola is full of old parts from my engines that don't work anymore. And also there's a light right there that I installed as well. Now all the cars that you see behind the engines here are new. Let's see if I can get a good shot of them for you guys. That Lionel New York Central hopper car is all die cast. And let's see what else we've got. I'm just going to run down them so you can see them. This Cannonade center flow is also all die cast. Very nice piece. This right here is an MTH State of Maine car. Just came out, and I'm going to get kind of close so you guys can see, but MTH is really starting to do a great job with their rolling stock. They even have air hoses by the couplers. I think that this is a really nice piece, and they've done a great job on it. This is an Atlas piece, and if anybody has Atlas stuff, you know how good their gear is. And this engine here, this is brand new. This is an Atlas GP60. Ordered it about 2 years ago, and it finally came in. It was shocked to get the phone call from the dealer telling me it had come in. I completely forgot that I had ordered it, but it's a great engine. It runs on the Lionel TMCC platform. And I think it runs really good. It's very prototypical of how engines actually run. It takes off at a nice pace, and in the video I think you guys saw it. It looks like it runs pretty good to me, and I'm really enjoying it. This is the big piece which I've been waiting for years, about 2 years now. It's the Z-Stuff signal bridge, and let me tell you, this piece is phenomenal. They did a wonderful job. I think you guys can see from the video how the lights change as the engines go underneath it. What I had to do though, so if any of you guys get this, let me give you a piece of advice. My layout sits on Homosote and also plywood. So you're looking at about a ½ inch to an inch, depending upon which you choose. What I had to do, if you notice here, it's practically flush. I actually had to cut the Homosote on both sides so that way I could have the signal bridge itself sit lower, because when the train would go underneath it, the sensor is right here, right in the middle there. When the train would go underneath it, it wouldn't pick it up, and I noticed that my Husky Stack cars, they would pick it up. And there you see how sensitive it is. You can watch, see how it just changes to red, yellow, and then finally green, letting you know it's clear to go. The engines would roll underneath it and it wouldn't pick them up. So what I had to do was make sure that this was lower, and this section right here was cut out on both sides, and it works perfectly now. Added some more flowers to the back of this country house here. And we've got guys playing baseball and a girlfriend watching. Over here, Delaney's Bakery. That's brand new truck, which I just picked up. And this is a spot which I'm actually pretty pleased at. This is golden grass from Scenic Express. And I really was having trouble figuring out what I wanted to put there. And you know, it just fits. It came out really good. I like the way that it's openness. And what I'm probably going to do is I might get maybe a guy with a burro just hanging out here watching the trains go by. But I think it came out really nice. It's just a nice little open area. And if you guys notice, along the edge here, finally detailed this edge with some spring and summer goldenrod, along with a lot of weeds. I wanted to give this area here especially an overgrown look, because this is where I'm going to have some of my Halloween cars sitting once it's completely finished off. But it's I think it came out nice, and it goes all the way to the back, right by the engine shed. A couple other quick things. Added some people to the farm. These are the Prizer farm people. And we got Grandpa over here waiting for a train to go by. And then we've got Grandma over there feeding the pigeons. One of the other things I did is this pot rack over here that I got from Scenic Express. I moved it to the back behind the shed because I wanted it to be able to be seen. If you remember the last update, it was over by the garden center, right over there. And I mean, you could see it, but I really think it just jumps out at you if it's right here. I think it looks a little bit better. So I moved that. Here's just another angle for you guys. And a couple of other changes. Over here, when I first started the layout, I had my dad's lights. It was a searchlight, and I had to point it down at the Hershey factory. It just got to be a hassle to work around this area. So what I did is I removed it, along with the other floodlight tower and the beacon tower, and I put that tree in there. And I think it ended up coming out nice. It's not overpowering. It's a little bit more open. That was one of the things I was going for with the layout. When I first started building it, everything seemed a little bit congested. But now things are a little bit more open, and you can see the layout a little bit better, see some of the detail. And a couple other little details that I did is on top of the brewery, I've got some smoke coming out of the smokestack. And I also detailed right along here and I added some smoke over to the tugboat and also to the control tower. I'm still waiting on this bridge to come in right here. My dealer tells me it's on order, but has not come in yet. And then once it does, I'll have the train tracks going straight across with the bridge coming this way, and then the Yankee train will be sitting up there. And at that point, once I get that, then I'll know how I can detail the water. So I hope you guys have enjoyed layout update number 8. Any questions or comments, as you know, please send them to me. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again for always commenting and watching and all the nice things you guys have said. Happy railroading.